امی بودن از خود کس دمزی پادکست خیلی مهم است از خاطر از اینکه امو گبای را که ما استو درباره صحت فیزیکی و روانی کس داشته دیم.
و علیکم سلام.
خیلی مهم است که دیگران باید بفهمند. چرا که امو فکر است درباره صحت فیزیکی و روانی کس خیلی جالب و متفاوت است. گبای است که معمولا آدم در پیش دکتر جیبی رفته و اونا رو نمیشنوه. خب اکثریت چرا دیگه امزو خاطر یک دنیا تشکر که در این جمده خب هم برای ازمو قدر خوبه و هم برای بیننده و شنونده ازمو قدر خوبه. علی جان خوش آمدی.
خوش باشی مرتضی جان. Thank you so much for having me. If I can help anybody with any words of knowledge, wisdom, I'm your man.
جور باشی. امی امروز کسته در اخبار میخوانم دمی ایج باز در اونجا هم داده که خدا خبر چیر خم شده بنا به دلایل یک امی تeflon layers در بین frying pans و اونا کسته and then some layers inside the tin cans.
PFAS, PUFAS. Yes, it's actually like a layer of it's a layer of what do you call it? Glue, if you will. So it leaches through your food every time you cook on it.
I mean the frying pan.
I'm on a non-stick fry pans.
Oh yeah.
So it's highly hazardous for you. I would highly recommend not using it ever. The best things you can use is your stainless steel.
Oh no.
Iron is to an extent. You have to be very careful with iron how you use it. Other option is glass, which is I don't think a lot of people can handle it because it's going to break very quickly.
Yeah, true. Copper? How about copper?
Copper is good as well. But copper, you get a wok, not a pan.
Or
copper pot, which is good because you need tiny amounts of copper.
Copper in your.
It's called a cofactor if you look in a certain biochemical process in your body.
امی frying pan کسته یا تاثیرش کسته او قدر زیاد است که بخی in male reproductive system امی sperm county آدم ها را کسته بخی کم مانه. بازمو آرشکل گفته ده که it's reducing exponentially که 52% in the last 2-3 decades کسته sperm county آدم ها کسته کم شده.
I think I'm familiar with the article you're quoting here, and they looked at the testosterone level of people who are in their late 50s and 60s. It's comparable to the testosterone level of people who are, let's say, 20 or 30 years old these days. So it's not just that the Teflon non-stick coating that you are people overall general consuming it, but it's a variety of environmental factors that come into play. So we're gonna go through them. There'll be your plastic containers that you people cook food. ما شما که نان پخته می‌کنیم leftovers بازور می‌گیریم در چیز می‌نختیم نه container for next day, all that sort of stuff that leaches onto your food again. That contributes to your the compound that leaches onto the food with all these things, your non-stick pans, your plastic, certain chemicals in dishwashing, your shampoos, your body washes, your perfume, literally the list goes on. All of them contribute to it's collectively it's called phytoestrogens, things that mimic the molecule, the female hormone estrogen. That's why because it's mimicking it, it's called phytoestrogens. All this will in effect when you consume it, it's not a big problem for the females. It is in a different way, but for males it's catastrophic. Like you said, your testosterone level just tanks. When you have lower testosterone levels, as a man, you are not able to have a normal growth. You're not able to have those features and qualities that a man in 50 years ago would have. So hence you would have all these delayed reactions in your body. So you sort of mature very late. Although you're growing up very quickly.
I see what you mean. I see. شاید ممزوق امی یک از دلایلش باشه که یک جوانایی که 18 سال بود زمان که موریزه بودیم اونا اصلا مثل یک تمرتکه معلوم شد اما حالا زیر 18 سالای امروزه کسی از هنوزم زوزاد معلوم بشن یک قسم maybe that's a factor as well.
Yes, all these sort of things contribute to the again it comes to your sperm count as well. So when you have all these chemicals in your body, it doesn't just affect your testosterone level, but you're mimicking estrogen in your body. So hence you will have feminization.
Right.
So the qualities a female have, you see that more in a male.
Yeah, okay.
Which again, you know, if you look at the society overall, you see all these mental health issues, the imbalances there.
از خاطر ازی که هورمون مردا کسا
it's just totally off balance and stuff. Usually males produce estrogen as well, but it's very low quantity because you need it for your certain biochemical reactions in your body. But your testosterone's up there. Now it's come down here, but you have more estrogens every day. You're exposed to things that you don't even know about. Just because it's in the market doesn't mean it's safe. So I highly recommend people going to a learned practitioner or general doctor. And just going through with everything that they have, or somebody who's learned it in general physiology, really. Just to go through everything and
lifestyle خراب بلدیش بگی که موینر خمیست.
What do I need to take out? What do I need to change? But you know, it takes effort. People these days they don't like making an effort. And you know, all that problem leisure in life, you'll have all different kind of diseases.
یک از مهمترین شاخه زندگی است چون که می اولاد داشته و نداشته یک that's probably the only thing that could be outside your sphere of control. دیگه چیزا تا جای را کس زیر کنترل دم است اما اگر نیرخم چیزا را کس درش رسیدگی نکنه ممکنه در چند سال بعد باعث ازیش نکه تو نتنی خانه اولاد شنه.
Exactly, that's the problem we are seeing in the pharmacy. We see a lot of people who are having trouble with conception. They can't have babies. Either the male sperm quality is not too good, or the female is unable to ovulate or have that you know the matching of the sperm and the ovum.
As plastic in terms of food ki dazu garma kho asta maqsad yani diga chizai ki
how to mitigate it, let's say. So ideally you would replace it with a good quality stainless steel or with glass. Glass is the safest option you can go. With stainless steel, again, if you go compromise on quality, you'll get nickel through certain stainless products. And nickel is a very high allergenic metal. Then you get all these eczema problems. That's another topic we can, I guess, focus on later on, or maybe another time.
Yeah, okay. But how about other things like maybe botalai dabaini au botalai au plastiki not chirkhamasta?
Again, problematic. Water, it's especially problematic when it's hot because it leaches more easily into the food or water. But when it's a lower temperature, the levels are not too bad. But again, it's a problem. And it accumulates in your body. What you produce naturally, your body breaks it down. But because it's a foreign and your body doesn't have those enzymes or molecules to break it down, it just accumulates in your body. You can theoretically sweat it out. So if you're doing physical activity, if you're working, let's say in construction, or if you're going gym, you're playing soccer, you're playing sports where you sweat, then that's a good thing because you're going to sweat out all these toxins that's building up in you, which you cannot break down.
Right. Okay. So amik boro peshi doctor ya physician ya kasi ki moriyam lifestyle khara barish bugi even though it might feel like you're actually quite healthy and
yes, you feel like you're doing everything right, nothing's wrong with you, but internally because you don't feel it, you don't feel the changes because it takes time for the changes internally to show up, but it's going to show up.
But that's important for both female and males, right?
Correct. Because especially if you're married, you want to work together as a unit, you know? You can't have a perception of this healthy and all changing everything while your partner, your wife is in the dark and
Yeah,
Just
right.
looks at you and says, "Baby, what are you doing?"
देख जोर तैयार है चेहरा बदल के नहीं
Chera badal gaya. The plastic wasn't breaking. Now you got the glass one. I have to be careful.
okay,
all these things. But you gotta play it cool. You gotta make it fun.
In terms of lifestyle changes, like let's say you change all those appliances and they're good and you've got the right ones, stainless steel, glass, or whatever. But what additional steps? So you said exercise is actually good for you as well, but what other lifestyle changes that you can do to actually hedge against this, if you like?
The effect of
Then
you have to look at the there is an app actually where you scan barcodes. It tells you the chemicals of
हर चीज रखी है दुकान में खरी
I think it's I think I had it. Let me see if I can find it.
हर चीज रखी पैकेज شده است بارکد داشته شد دور میتونی چیز کنی.
It's called On Skin.
On skin as in like skin.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
ONSKIN.
On
skin. It will tell you it's not comprehensive, but it will pick up a lot of products.
Yeah, okay.
It will tell you things that are cancer causing, carcinogen compound in the so it will detect most things for you. So you'll have a start somewhere.
Basically. The باره مسائل کنسر کست بخواستر گپ میزنیم لیکن we talked about reproductive health in men, right? But let's talk about women's health because this was actually one of the before you came on the show, we put up a story on our social media platforms and asked people that to send whatever questions that they might have about health and general well-being, right? And then we got a couple of questions about women's health actually.
I'm not the best in this, but I'll give it a shot.
زیاتر درباره انزی سوال می‌کرد که وقتی که حامله میشن یا یکی when they're pregnant or after they've had the baby, there's a lot of these old wives solutions, grandma solutions که آجای گو میگه که گرمگیری کو یا سردگیری کو یا یکی بلده خودی
You know what I call those?
Yeah.
Ancient wisdom. Because it's true.
So it actually
most of those that have been passed on generations, they've practiced it, they've seen it firsthand.
Right.
It has a basis. It's just that you can't put them in like a clinical study and say, look, this is correct. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so
it has a basis, it has a background. So
امو فهمیده که این می کارا رو کسته کنی برای است و فایده مند است. So yeah, even for kids امی جالب است که امو برای زازدای ریزک شکم درد کمشن یک گیاهی چیز است به نام پلوس میگه چو پلوس.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it Markasta, I was totally against this idea of که هر چیزایی را که گاجای میگه یا که مادر کلانش کس میگه و مرکز جور تطبیق کنی نه. لیکن بچه از ما کسته هر دفعه که مثلا شکم درد میشد از اولا از ما تشکیه زو چوب پلوس میدادن بعد از او کسته پسان گفت که جورج that I saw it from first hand. Now I'm a believer, like it actually works.
Exactly. And the problem with bringing science into this, well, you can make up anything in science. You just basically need somebody that can sponsor you whatever you want to say.
Right.
So just don't you need to have a good source of information. That's the problem these days. There's too much information where there is not good enough information.
از این پیش که بود هر چیزایی که scientific بودک because 2 + 2 always equals 4. So everyone believed it, nah? And all azir kastam there's questions on science as well. As khatir ziki the result of that might benefit some certain organizations or a certain industry. As khatir kasta yali what was in the 70s 80s there was medical researches that showed that smoking cigarettes is actually
good for you. They had ads running in the I'm not sure here but in the States where they would show the doctors what brand they prefer. It says among the 10 doctors, 7 out of 10 prefer this brand.
This brand of cigarettes.
This brand of cigarettes. Yes, correct.
Oh, wow.
So don't always believe what is being put on a face value by a person of authority or knowledge. You always have to go, again, to some extent, you always need to do your own research as well. And again, go back to people who have tried all those things and what the feedback is. And I think we're in an age where you can, on the tip of your fingers, you can find out pretty quickly the effects of pretty much anything, to be honest.
Right. Yep. Okay. We touched on cancer before. This is something that's
one of the biggest problems the world is going to face within the next 5-10 years.
This is actually quite a personal topic to me as well, because I've actually lost a friend to it. You know him as well quite recently. I mean, like رفیق از ما که خدا بیامرزش یا لازر کاملا یک healthy lifestyle داشته. He didn't smoke anything. He didn't drink alcohol. He didn't do anything. He was actually quite an active person from a lifestyle perspective.
Again, this is the perception of you having a healthy lifestyle. What do you consider? What are you basing it on? Is it based on the food pyramid that the Department of Health has put, or just basically considering yourself healthy because you avoid certain things? Like we were talking before about with the Teflon pans, it's just not that anything can be a trigger for you. Sometimes your genetics play a part as well. It just needs a trigger for that event to unfollow. Again, in the cancer world, there's different theories why cancer happens. Some say it is your body's mechanism to heal you because of certain thing. Some say it's a fungus or it's a parasite.
Right.
But the medical establishment has put it's a big industry. Billions of dollars are made through the cancer industry with the treatment of it. But the life expectancy hasn't increased dramatically. There's very little cancers that you go in remission and stay in remission where the cancer doesn't pop up again. So it's a big industry. You just... Again, you just have to find a doctor who's very learned in what they're doing. Otherwise, you fall into the system, and the system will treat you like a number. Your individual identity just disappears as a you.
Okay. Yep.
And again, all these factors that you're exposed to, even if alcohol is one toxin, smoking is another toxin.
Yep.
But your body's ability to heal is profound. It's great.
Okay.
So it just depends on
just
case
depends
by
on
case.
It's more of a case by case basis. So you can't just do a blanket rule. But speaking of that, so we said alcohol and smoke and cigarettes are, there are certain toxins. In addition to what you should consume in terms of food or liquid wise, other stuff, is there other things that can mitigate against the chances of you getting cancer? Or like, some say fasting is probably helpful. Is there any merit to it? Or
absolutely, fasting is one of the best ways you can, along with some other anything that has antioxidant property will help you in some way, in one way or another. So that's one of the things that you need to consider. Having antioxidant food or fruits. Again, with cancer, you need to have a high pH, because low pH would be acidic. So cancer thrives in a few environments. It is high sugar consumption or carb consumption.
Sugar and carb,
About 90-95% of cancers feed on sugars. So which is your
carbohydrates
and white flour and all that. Again, white flour itself is a big problem in terms of diabetes. We'll touch on it. And it just escaped my mind.
Right. So, those hippie teas.
There is if you look at the scientific research, they have they are shown to have an effect.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not too strong. That's why you need to have a multimodal, let's say, attack on the cancer. You try it from different angles. So you'll be fasting, you'll be having food that are high in antioxidants. You'll be avoiding certain foods again. You try to have your body's pH levels basic, not acidic.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah, that's what I was forgetting before. So it thrives in an acidic environment.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. How you touched on diabetic.
Yes, diabetes. So one of the big problems with diabetes is, let's say, if you're type 1, it's very hard. You need insulin. There's no way around it because your pancreas basically cannot produce insulin, the organ of your body. So you're not able to control your blood glucose levels.
Oh, okay.
But for people who are borderline gestational, so who are pregnant, and who are type 2, who are able to produce but not enough. The problem with them, they absolutely have to avoid carbs at all costs, especially white bread. Anything that's bleached, white sugar. Sugar itself, they shouldn't be having it in the first place. But these are the things they need to avoid absolutely all they can. White bread is problematic because the way you get white bread is bleached. So the compound they use in bleaching for white bread is alloxane. It's called alloxane.
So the white bread that you buy off shelves is not just a different type of flour, but it's actually bleached.
Correct. Normally it would be like a sort of tan or beige color if it's not bleached. Your bread.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be this white, yeah?
Correct.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the problem with the bleaching of that compound is that it attacks your, over time, it's a cumulative effect. It attacks your pancreas's beta cells where they produce the insulin.
Right, okay, yep.
So, if you are constantly putting it through that stress where your cells are not able to do its normal function of producing insulin, that means that over time you are not going to produce insulin.
Okay.
Or at the required amount because you're just damaging it continuously.
Yeah,
Again, people can reverse their diabetes. There's a doctor called Jason Fung.
Okay.
He's written The Diabetes Code. That's a really good book. Dr. Atkins, he's back in the, I think, 60s or 70s. Atabai, can you do the checkup on that one? Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution. New Diet Revolution. So all these, there are others as well, but they're the most prominent ones that they will recommend you how you modify your life so you can reverse your type 2 diabetes. So you
through lifestyle changes.
So you will no longer be taking medication for your diabetes, basically.
Wow.
All you have to do is just follow that diet and lifestyle.
Yeah.
And over time, you within a few months, actually, some people, depending on their severity, 3 to 6 months, some even 9 months, they can reverse their diabetes.
So type 2, there's type 1 where you actually have an insulin pen.
Correct.
Is that the type 1?
No, that's type 1 where your body can't produce insulin.
So that's type 1.
Type 1.
So if you're not on the pen, but you're on medication,
but sometimes
you would probably be type 2.
Yes, but sometimes when people are type 2, they still take insulin because they still need that insulin. Right, even with all that other oral medications or the injectable, they still be on that insulin.
Yeah, okay.
So there's a chance for you.
So through changes in lifestyle, you can actually reverse it.
Yep, correct.
That's pretty amazing,
Yeah, so you look up to Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution or Dr. Jason Fung.
Yeah,
The Diabetes Code.
Yep.
But there are more information out there. There are other doctors who have done a lot in this regard as well.
Yeah, maybe ask ChatGPT about it too.
I'm sure he'll come up with something.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow. What a conversation, man. خب دیگه خودن شما کسی چیز گباردن.
One of the things that I think men in this country or generally because of this testosterone problem or all these chemicals that we ingest willingly, unwillingly, knowingly, unknowingly, it has an effect on your not just testosterone and indirectly even your hair. So I think that's one of the topics that I think somebody might have asked the question.
Actually, no, we got asked that 3 times. Yeah.
There you go.
Hair loss, yeah.
Hair loss is if you go to a doctor, they will do a blood test for you. If you need medication, they will look at your testosterone level, and if he is a good, he will look for toxins as well and heavy metals.
Yep.
But if it's just he's ready to print some money, he will just give you a general blood test and say, all right, you're good to go on medication.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And all they does is the problem with those medications is their side effects. So you want to do it naturally. And if you look into wild, just the hair loss, compare that to let's say a parrot or a chipmunk or a mouse. If you see a mouse or a parrot or a chipmunk without its hair, what do you think of that animal?
Sick, yeah.
It's sick, correct. So you are in a disease state. You are either having too much inflammation in your body, you have too much elevated stress levels by the hormone cortisol.
Yeah.
You're exposed to a toxin, a heavy metal,
right.
or hormonal imbalance.
So speaking of the side effects of the medications that you take, fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of these medications are actually available over the counter or just online.
Normally that you found is the topical solution is it's called minoxidil. It comes in brand as Regain, Hair Again. And I'm
That's
sure
the thing that you apply on.
Correct. You put on is either a form or liquid solution.
That then is known to reduce your levels of testosterone as well, even the ones that you apply on your skin. Is that right? Or
I haven't come across any sort of study or official publication that would suggest that, but it's problematic that originally minoxidil was made to reduce blood pressure. So they gave it out to people who had high blood pressure, and they came back, they were more hairy.
Right, okay.
And it's not just their head, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
So the researchers thought, well, look, this is a great intervention for a hair loss.
Yeah.
Let's just make it in a topical form, and we'll just target the head. But unfortunately, when you put something on your skin, it doesn't just stay there.
Yeah.
It travels because your blood absorbs it.
Yeah.
Your blood will take it everywhere. Again, so it doesn't matter if you take it orally or topically, you will have side effects throughout your body, which is undesired extra hair growth.
Yeah.
Which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending how you look at it.
So you said that well, first of all, kasai it's widely accepted that it's just part of your genetic code. So you should accept it as part of aging, because maybe your father had hair loss as well, and you will as well, no matter what you do about it. So you're not diseased, you're not sick, but it's just
it's in your genes.
Yeah, it's in your genes.
It's hereditary. Again, anything that's in your DNA or is in your genes, you need a trigger for it. So we don't know what the trigger is now.
Right.
Again, all those things that I said, like hormonal imbalance, toxins, higher stress levels, all these can affect and trigger that.
So you can manage the trigger.
Manage the trigger.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yes, and that's how you can. But coming back to the natural approach for hair loss, what we found out is that things that help with the hair growth is blood flow. So you get more nutrition because your blood carries nutrition. So wherever blood goes, you get more nutrition there. Things that help with the blood flow is microneedling. Because it stimulates.
That's the what is that?
So basically, it's very fine needles. Doing a micro puncture in your skin.
Okay, so it actually punctures. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, which stimulates your blood flow because your body thinks you're basically getting attacked.
Yeah. Okay.
So it needs all this nutrition and white blood cells and everything.
And that needs to be done professionally, right? Or
nowadays you can find things are called derma rollers, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can do it at
you
home.
can do it professionally,
or
you can do it at home. But again, you need management.
Yeah,
you need to do it regularly. You need massages. Probably the best substance that you can do with hair for the hair loss is rosemary oil.
Rosemary oil.
Rosemary oil. It was shown to be as effective in one study as a minoxidil, but they used 3%. But
so
at the 6-month endpoint, so they did a study. They looked at people who used minoxidil and rosemary.
Yep.
By the 6 month, people who used rosemary, they had as much hair growth. The hair was as much stronger, thicker.
Yep.
The hair follicles survived better, which was comparable to minoxidil.
Right.
So that's, I think, one of the things that you need to consider.
Maybe I need to consider that one.
I think with this day and age, everybody needs to consider doing that at least once a week.
Yeah.
Preferably more. Another thing is caffeine.
Yeah, okay.
Caffeine also stimulates. It's funny because caffeine and rosemary oil, they have an effect not just on the hair follicle and the hair getting thicker, but also the conversion of testosterone to its more potent form. So it blocks that pathway as well.
So having a coffee once or twice a day is actually beneficial.
Beneficial for you.
Yeah, right.
But topically is better because you're targeting that spot.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep.
So things that...
Also coffee on the scalp.
Obviously, you wouldn't pour a boiling water on your coffee in it. Things you can consider is lotions or shampoos that have caffeine in it. Preferably higher content.
The higher content,
of caffeine in them.
Yep.
There's mixed in literature. There's mixed results with things like vitamins and minerals, but you should be taking selenium and zinc.
Selenium and zinc. Yeah.
The problem
over the counter.
Yes, over the counter. It's just a vitamin.
Yep.
The problem with selenium is if you take too much, it stimulates hair loss.
So selenium, take it. But take it at the right...
Recommended, yes. Don't overdo selenium.
Don't get excited. You should be like, I need the whole...
I'm beating this hair loss. 5 tablets a day, 6 tablets a day. No, don't do that.
So it actually works. If you take too much, it works against you.
It works against it.
Right.
It's a funny thing. Life is like that sometimes. When you overdo something, it has the undesired effect.
And then the other one was zinc.
Zinc, correct.
Right. Okay.
So these things have shown...
And zinc, overdo it or...
with today's
probably
diet,
not,
you probably won't be able to overdo it. I wouldn't take it more than 70 milligrams a day.
Yeah, okay.
On a daily to daily basis. If you are sick, you can take up to 120 milligrams of zinc.
If you're sick.
If you're sick, because it just helps. It helps with the other things as well. Again, it helps with your testosterone production. It helps with the immune system. And is involved in some other things in your body as well. So zinc is one of the very important factors. And not to forget vitamin D. Vitamin D also plays a role.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. So selenium, zinc, vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, are the vitamins that you just sort of recommend. Okay.
You should consider if, there are products that target, let's say, hair, nails, that sort of stuff. You need to look at them, and it needs to have at least these three ingredients in them.
Also, you can buy one tablet that has these things. Yeah,
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would, if I were the person investing in that, I would buy a more reputable brand. So that's more expensive.
Yeah.
But just to make sure, they don't cut corners with the quality.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Just to make sure that it's of a good quality. You're not putting another poison in your body, basically.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. That was actually one of the questions that we had received from one of the listeners. In addition to that, they were saying that apparently the water here in Australia is somewhat... It's got so many chemicals in it because it's treated that it actually causes your hair loss.
The short answer is yes.
Okay.
They call it hard water because of its salt content.
Okay.
It's different salt to what you have on the table.
Yeah.
Again, they added fluoride, which is not good for you.
Okay. Basically, the short answer is either move to New Zealand or go to Norway, where the water's fresh.
No, you can do what you can do. Again, you just have to be creative in this sort of situations. You can't just don't accept that. But there are shower filters. There are filtration systems you can use at your home that filters the water. The shower filters are very important. You will find that you will have reduced occurrence of dandruff. If your kid is especially having eczema or skin type conditions, it will improve dramatically.
Right. My kid's got eczema.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put him on a probiotic.
Probiotic, yeah.
Probiotic. There's one that you can get really in Australia. So there's a product called Ethical Nutrients.
Yeah, okay.
And they have a probiotic specifically for your eczema.
For eczema.
That's been shown to help.
Okay.
And
maybe I'll get the details of that one after the show.
Yeah, and get that shower filter as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Another thing is if you use stainless steel products, replace them with a good quality one, because nickel is in most of this low quality stainless steel products.
Yeah.
And nickel is one of the most allergenic things you can consume or come in contact with. Even if you look at, if you're a person who wears piercings, you will see on their box that says nickel free or 0% nickel.
So that's
one of the reasons why it's very allergic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, the other thing we had one of the guys ask us is just our general, your average Afghan lifestyle and the sort of food that we eat, and the amount of tea that we drink and everything like that. From a lifestyle that we have, as that an average Afghan has, do you sort of see any pinpoints that you think are
that needs a bit of a modification?
Yeah.
Look, the biggest thing is I would change the oil, the cooking oil.
The cooking oil.
Cooking oil. Again, it comes to hair loss, testosterone, cancers, especially topical, your skin cancers.
Normally people use vegetable oil, right?
Vegetable oil. Yeah. Anything with a seed oil. So anything seed oil. So all this canola, rapeseed, rice bran, all those sort of oils, you need to replace it with extra virgin
olive oil,
preferably in a dark glass bottle. If that's not available, in a tin.
Yeah, okay.
But here you'll find everything. It's more for other countries that might have problem accessing this.
So would you say that like animal oil is better than vegetable oil?
Absolutely, 100%. Most of your diseases that we get these days, the modern diseases, your cancers, heart problems, all these blockages in the arteries and the blood vessels, is because of one of the biggest contributing factor is vegetable oil or seed oils.
I thought it was actually the other way around, that animal oil is bad for you and that it causes all sorts of, I don't know, whatever.
No, you go back 100 years, 90 years, you will see the advent of stroke or a heart attack is close to non-existent. People who would have a heart attack or stroke, again, they would have a genetic predisposition. There would be something in their DNA where it gets triggered, and over time they would accumulate that. The arteries or the blood vessels in their body would clog up over time, and they would die from a heart attack. But these days it's treatable.
Yeah, okay.
There was a big media campaign back in the day because it's so cheap to make.
Vegetable oil. The media campaign was run and managed or sponsored by
these big corporations, but they had money to burn and make that profitable.
So make it sound healthy.
Make it sound healthy. Make the animal fat, the lard, butter, ghee, they make them look bad.
So ghee is actually better than your vegetable oil.
Absolutely. Again, if you do a combination of, but it would depend. Let's say if you cook something with ghee or butter, but you're having on top of that burgers, you're having rice, qabli palau, all these different types of food you are having.
Yeah,
that's a problem as well. Nobody in the history would eat like that. You know, you would have all this food, qabuli, mantu, with all these fats. Then on the top of that, you will end up with gulab jamun, with all these sweets.
Yeah, I see
and top it up with fruits. You know, your body cannot handle all this.
It's a cocktail of bad stuff. Just throw it at it.
It's just with common sense. Look at how people lived back in home village, you know.
So generally, it was low nutrition.
Low nutrition.
زیاد نمیخوردن.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now you have overeating and eating bad things.
Yeah.
Which is the problem. Again, these seed oils, they indirectly, again, it affects your hair. So you will lose hair if you keep eating seed oils.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's a very inflammatory. Anything that produces inflammation in your body.
Yep.
Obviously, it would target different organs, but with seed oils, it targets your hair as well.
Yeah, well, from today onwards, I'm going to declare war on
seed oils.
Like, not having any of that at home. That's really interesting. It's probably something that not everyone realizes, because I, for one, we primarily use vegetable oil for everything that we make, from, you know, the eggs in the breakfast to
cooking rice with your korma.
Everything.
Yeah. It's very problematic.
Oh, wow. And now that you say that, I think we actually use that non-stick pan as well.
You're having your body's getting exposed to this cocktail of chemicals. Every day it's trying to get rid of it. Again, this is where fasting comes in.
Yep.
It's beneficial because you're not eating anything. Your body's energy is not directed to breaking down food and absorbing it.
Yep.
It's directed at repairing things. It's directed at getting rid of the toxins.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So that's why it's beneficial indirectly and directly.
Okay. Anything else that you wanted to mention?
You know, we could have gone into detail of how it's breaking down, I think that's
probably
very
too
technical and scientific.
Let's go through some of the questions that people have actually sent through to us then. And some of them are actually quite
coming back on that eczema and stuff.
Eczema,
something that's good for your skin is lactoferrin.
What is that?
It's a compound found in milk.
Lactoferrin.
It's a compound found in milk. You take 600 milligrams a day.
Yep.
You'll have beautiful skin.
Yep. And is there like a kid friendly version of that as well?
It's derived from milk. It's one of the things taken from milk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you either drink a gallon of milk a night or take a capsule.
Take a capsule. Yeah, you choose that. Oh, wow. Okay.
600 milligram. They looked at the dosage in the clinical study, and they found that optimal level is, they looked at 300 and 600. 600 had a very good result.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So that's something you can consider along with the probiotic.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Another thing is collagen.
What's collagen?
Collagen is basically the compound derived from the tendons and the ligaments of animals. Yeah.
Yep.
Even the bones, when you make a soup,
the
shorwa, if you add a lot of bones and tendon meat, you get when you put it in the fridge, you get that jelly.
Yeah.
That is very, very good for you. Don't add any like
vegetable
legumes and
and vegetable
and kidney beans and all that.
Okay.
Just have it by itself. It's really good for your gut as well.
Yeah.
Because your stomach is the most important. It's the first barrier besides your mouth.
Yeah.
That it comes in contact with all these toxins and stuff.
Yeah.
Over time, you might have problems with it, and it helps to heal it as well.
Yeah, okay.
So it's good for your skin, good for your hair, and good for your stomach.
Speaking of diet, how about what is the, there's the political correctness of diet, vegetarians and vegans and whatnot. So there's that aspect of it. But like purely technically, health speaking, what is the medical industry's belief on it?
They want you to be sick all the time, basically. If you follow
okay, so
again, this is where the pharmaceutical industry and the food industry has come together to make you a customer for life.
Right. Okay. So, with understanding all of that, what is the thing that that your studies that you have studied so far has shown that meat heavy diet or regular meat vegetarian diet or more vegetarian or completely cut out meat, what's the balance?
If this again is more of an observational studies you can find on. They look at people who had certain lifestyles and over time how they aged and what kind of diseases they're prone to.
Yeah.
People who eat more meat.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that meat in qabuli and all these different cocktails of food that you put in.
Yeah.
But more of a clean sort of eating, if you will.
Yeah.
People who are more carnivore,
yeah.
meat eating, they have a better body muscle mass.
Yeah.
They have less diseases, especially psychiatric. So
your
mental health is better.
Yeah.
And you live longer, longevity.
Yeah, okay.
You live a better quality of life.
Right.
As opposed to people who are vegetable or carbohydrate rich.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even talk about vegans because that's just emotional blackmail.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Okay, let's go to these questions then. Unless you have something important that you want to share.
No, I think I'll remember things as we go along because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare anyway.
No worries. Paji, you're all good from there.
Paji, chai na girifti.
Chai.
Chai garam. Garma chai.
Some of the questions that we've had from people is one of them, I think we sort of touched on stress a little bit.
Stress levels.
Yeah. The other interesting question that we had from someone was the impact of marijuana on your physical and mental health. And then alternatively, he also subsequently asked that if you're with a bunch of friends, you're on a weekend and you've got the option of alcohol or marijuana from a health perspective.
What sort of impact it has on the body?
Yeah. So, and also he said that which one is
more detrimental for your health?
More detrimental. So from bad to worse.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison kind of thing. Yeah, is what he's saying.
My view on marijuana slightly changed from the time I was at university where we did part of our course.
Yep.
My research was on marijuana.
Among
its benefits, we one of the impacts is that we have recently we got a very big multinational study come out.
Yep.
Where they looked at the people who consumed marijuana, hash, ganja, Mary J.
Yeah, all of that.
All of the above.
Yeah.
They were more prone
Yep.
to having it's called schizophrenia. So auditory, visual, or perception hallucination, or bipolar disease. So your mood flips.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Compared to people who did not consume marijuana. So and that is on a regular basis as well. So weekend in, weekend out. If you are consuming it, you are putting yourself
at greater risk of that happening.
At a slightly greater risk of developing that mental issue later in life.
Yeah.
Another thing is it affects your testosterone.
It reduces it.
Drops your testosterone.
Wow.
Not only that, your dopamine levels get fried. So you will have less dopamine in your body. Now, dopamine is a chemical and
that's
found
the
everywhere.
Feel-good chemical, right?
It's
somewhat.
it's what drives you. So you wake up in the morning, you want to do a job, you want to look after your son, you want to cook, you want to go out, you're ready to do this, you want to hit the day hard. That's your dopamine.
Yep.
When you check your phone, you're on social media, you get a dopamine hit as well. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But this fries the whole cycle of dopamine. And it drops your testosterone levels.
So you're not going to be as motivated in life.
Yeah, you won't have that drive. But again, you there are outliers, people that won't be affected greatly. But there are people, I'm sure if you come across them, they're called couch potatoes.
Couch potato. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. So, stoners are not often known to be just really
just sitting chill out.
Yeah.
So that affects that. So
yeah.
Overall, I would say not something to be consumed regularly.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it has that negative impact on you. Also, the other negative impact is it affects your short-term memory. But this, it helps you with your long-term memory. because the CBD in that, it causes new neuron connections in your brain.
Yeah.
So your short-term memory is gone. But for your long-term memory, it's good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And certain strains of marijuana can be worse off for you
than the
other. You'll have sativa and indica.
Yep.
And
Oh, right. Okay.
So that's the thing with marijuana. I would be on
stay away from it, or
on the side of caution.
Okay. Yep.
Compared to alcohol is being classified by the World Health Organization as a carcinogen. It's a toxin.
Yep.
When you consume it immediately, you get a transient increase in your testosterone. That's why you'll be a bit more up.
Yeah.
That's why you see blokes fighting.
Oh yeah, when they've had a few. Yeah. Okay.
Or your libido increases because your testosterone.
So it's got that short-term effect, alcohol.
Correct. But long-term, again, because it's a toxin.
Yeah.
It has all those negative impacts on you. Your testosterone drops.
Yep.
It damages your liver, depending what kind of alcohol it is, liver, kidney, and other organs in your body.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's essentially it is a form of poison.
It is
what
it is. So
what
it's got some medically you can use it in some instances, but overall the risk outweighs the benefits.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I think you were talking about the stress before as well.
Yeah, stress. Yeah, managing stress. How to effectively?
Now there's different people, psychologists, neuroscientists that have come different ways to manage it. There are supplements that you can take to manage your stress.
Yep.
But overall, it's your perception. It's your perception of reality and how you view it. That's the cause. I recommend a neuroscientist by the name of Caroline Leaf.
Caroline Leaf.
I think she's a Kiwi.
Okay.
You look into her work.
Yeah.
She's really interesting in terms of how you should wire your brain. That's very interesting. There are breathing techniques when you can do.
Yep.
But you really need to be into it.
Yeah.
Because you through breathing you will go in a state of mind that will elevate it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
But when you're stressed, you're not just stressed. You're angry as well.
I think just nothing's really clear when you're stressed. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So the breathing technique is another good one that can clear your air. In terms of other approaches, I think medication, supplements. If you want to take supplement to help you with stress every day, if you're a person who's stressed every day, you need to be at least consider taking glutamine, magnesium. There are different forms. Again, you need to discuss with a naturopath or a pharmacist to see which forms best suit you, because it comes in different salt formulations.
Sure.
Yeah. So glutamine, your magnesium, your taurine, all these help with the healthy nervous response.
Okay.
Because your body it's in a very elevated, excitatory state. So you want to bring it back down. These three supplements just help to regulate that, calm your system down.
Sure. How about like lifestyle changes?
Again, it's just if you are in a position where you can't avoid it, then I recommend doing a supplement intake.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because if you can't avoid it, then you have that perception as well. Again, read some of the works of psychologists.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or the neuroscientists that you have a better understanding of why you were stressed in the first place.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, then you don't know how this stress is controlling you versus how you have control over the situation.
Understand what you're feeling, understand your emotion, and then try and find out the cause of that, and then you would be able to control it.
Whatever is out of your control, then it's out of your control. That's where you can say, look, maybe I should consider taking a supplement for because internally you don't know what's going on. Then you try the supplements. There are herbs that can help you with stress. There is ashwagandha, there's kava. There's some other ones as well, but ideally I wouldn't be taking it more than for a month or two, because again it messes with certain other chemicals where where you feel it's been shown, actually it's funny because it shows that you become less empathetic if you take it for too long.
Also, wow, okay.
So you have to be careful what you take. Again, you need to consult a naturopath or a good pharmacist.
خب علی جان بسیار تشکر از اینکه در برنامه آمدی. یک دنیا تشکر گبای بسیار مهم را کسته داریم که بلده از خود یک دنیا فایده مند بوده دیگه. let's do this again. خیلی گبا کسته ناگفته مانده.
Yes, and I'll be prepared next time. I might get my friend to come along as well, who's a pharmacist.
Yes.
Who might have a different input as well, because science from one perspective is
different to another. I see what you mean.
So we'll have multiple views on certain things.
Man, looking forward to it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Jor bashi, zinda bash. Thank you.